All right. What is up, everybody?
Welcome to Down the Badgerhole. I'm Drew.
I'm Chandler.
That's Whiskey. He's just chilling.
He is indeed just chilling.
He's such a good boy, Wiz.
Yeah, he's like tweaking though.
Yeah,
something's
well,
creeping him out.
I mean,
Any sound on this planet, probably.
it also kind of smells like feet in here, so that
It does really smell like feet. Which
probably
light a candle. Yeah, light a candle.
Oh,
Why?
I don't have like a lighter or anything.
I'm sure there's one. Not important.
It's not worth it.
How was your week?
Oh, long
And hard?
and hard, much like a penis. Yeah. Not as long and hard as yours, but like, I feel like
That's my penis.
No. Whoa, no.
That's-
As your week. Freak. No, like we had the carpets cleaned, so I had to move. Autumn and I had to move everything like out of our living space, which is 50% of our house.
Yeah.
So we had to like get all that out of the way so that stuff could be clean, so it no longer smells like dog piss.
And that's fair.
Yeah. Other than that, I helped move shit from the house you're going to a little bit. Made sure that Aylin was alive and kicking the whole time, which is good. You know,
That is good.
what you want to do as a parent.
No, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I will for sure need your help moving stuff.
Oh, I know.
There. Okay.
Oh, I know.
All right.
I'm already dreading it.
Okay. The same.
Yeah, because y'all got a bunch of shit.
Bunch of shit.
How was your week though?
It's good.
Tell the people.
Busy. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
You were still working a job.
Yeah. We were redoing a deck. So
Mhm.
had to replace some of it. Sanded it, stained it.
You got any deck picks or? No, you didn't take any. I don't know, because it's fun.
And then for part of the day, Thursday, I was at the house moving stuff. And then today, I painted an entire room with the assistance of Mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds right.
Paulo, my great
Brother-in-law.
amazing brother-in-law, was just not feeling up to it today. So he was kind of taking a relaxed day, which is good. He deserves it.
While I was there, he took 2 naps.
Yeah, they're cat naps, though.
I mean, totally.
But he helped me with the deck, and he kicked ass.
As he does.
And then, painted the whole room and took 2 truckloads to storage. Yeah, it was a lot. I'm tired of working,
Yeah,
if I'm going to be completely honest. But, no. Other than that, I'm pretty chill.
Yeah. Pretty chill. Busy and chill. And it's been hot?
It fucking 2 days ago, it was cold. It was cold. I was wearing a hoodie, and it's June.
Yeah, that's true.
Middle of June.
That's Wyoming for you, though. It's like, can't make up its mind.
It was like 40 degrees.
It was like 40, and then today it was like 80.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. Also, I would like to point out for the people on YouTube, we are streaming this episode. We're trying it. We're testing it out.
Yeah, we have one person watching, so shout out to that person.
And it's currently on my Twitch. Which, if we continue to do this, if we continue to do this, I'll make a new Twitch for the podcast itself, and I think that would be a good idea. Just because it is an interactive. So if you guys ever want to watch in real time and talk with us,
engage a little bit.
I feel like that'd be a good idea.
Speaking of, who's in the chat? Because we don't have the live analytics up. I was just asking.
Yeah, don't know.
Whomever it is, what's up? Yep. Don't know.
But it is what it is.
If it's Autumn, hi baby, I love you.
Does she have my Twitch?
I sent her the link to your Twitch.
Oh. Yeah, no. But what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the Zodiac killer.
Kyler. I'm kidding. I think you can say killer.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to do it anyway because...
Worst come to worst.
Which gives you a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Not like I'm doing crack.
Right.
Which actually I don't even think they'd...
Whiskey might be.
Whiskey might be. He is straight up tweaking right now. Yo, what's your deal? You want to
doing,
come
bud?
sit closer? Keep talking. I'll pull him closer.
Okay. So, a little side note about this specific episode. I used AI to generate most of the notes because I'm trying to swap to a bullet point style system and then go from my own knowledge base off of that. So we'll see how this turned out. I have proofread most of it, so I will
Not all of it.
No, I've proofread all of it, and some of it is like just stuff that I think is gonna like be funny.
Okay.
So yeah. If you're not familiar with this case, though, it's kind of like one of the most infamous unsolved serial murder cases in
it's one
the
of
country.
Like 5 that
it's definitely like top 5. If you're a true crime fan or anything like that, you've definitely heard about this case. And there's still no official suspects. There have been many potential suspects throughout the years, but there's never been anyone that is
even
like
right now. There's
like this is the person.
There's someone that is being accused of it right now.
Yeah, that dude's dead though.
Yeah.
So like, no one is really actively pursuing this case anymore, because
it's so crazy to think. I mean, I'll let you get into it, but like he could just be a normal dude. Like he could just be like,
normal people don't just start like capping people, generally speaking.
Generally.
We've all had the urge, maybe.
Have
but
you seen Dexter though?
Yeah, but Dexter was literally raised to hunt serial killers.
I mean, yeah.
And so like, yeah, he had the homicidal urges and stuff, but his adopted father, who was like a detective, saw that and harnessed it into like a thing, a power for good, so to speak. If you haven't seen Dexter, watch it.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen it? You
No.
should definitely watch Dexter. Actually, just talking random bullshit before we jump into it. Autumn and I have been watching 6 Schizophrenic Brothers on HBO Max or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Talking about.
Wickedly good documentary.
Is it?
Yeah, I cannot imagine having.
It's the fucking wind. Chill.
10 children. It was a family of 10 children or 12 children. A fuckload of kids, and 6 of the brothers had schizophrenia.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like at a young age?
So schizophrenia doesn't generally manifest until like 13 to 20.
Okay.
So some of them, like there were signs earlier, but most of the family didn't know like
what was going on
until years later. Good show though. Big shout out there. All right. So again, AI generated. So I'm going to just start with exactly what it gave me off the bat. Certainly. Here's a podcast script that explains the Zodiac killings and describes the potential suspects. It didn't do that. AI is great as a tool depending on like how you use it. In my opinion. Do I think it's going to be running the world? I think it shouldn't. Are we going there? Probably. Intro music. Welcome to Down the Badger Hole, the podcast where we delve into some of the most perplexing mysteries in history. Today, we're taking a closer look at the chilling saga of the Zodiac Killer, a case that has haunted the San Francisco Bay Area and the nation for decades. Suspenseful music. I love that it added musical cues, because I was like, give me a podcast script. And it was like, great, here's a podcast script. And I was like, this is something.
And please let us know what you guys think, just because me personally, and this could not be accurate for everyone, I don't like it as much whenever you are like reading something.
Right. And that's why I did it this way, is because like, just give me the names and the dates, because that's the shit I can't remember. And then I will add a litany of extra little details and stuff later on.
Okay.
Right off the top of my dome. So I would also like to point out though that most of our clip art and like banners and stuff were AI generated.
Yeah.
Like, so I specifically used Microsoft Copilot because I found it the easiest to just kind of plug and play with, and it's done a good job for us so far. All right. The Zodiac Killer is the pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California in the late 1960s.
Look something up.
Specifically targeting young couples and a lone male cab driver. The case has been described as arguably the most famous unsolved murder case in American history. Sure. And remains open in several jurisdictions, including the FBI. The Zodiac Killer's confirmed victims were found in various locations across Northern California, and their discoveries were as chilling as the cryptic messages the killer left behind. Here's a description of the victims and the circumstances in which they were found. David Arthur Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. This teenage couple was found shot to death on December 20th, 1968, near their car on Lake Herman Road within the city limits of Benicia, California.
And was this the first victim?
That was the first set of victims. So it was a male and a female, and they were on their first date.
That's crazy.
They had driven out to like a
secluded
a
area.
Lover's Point type of thing, and all of the news reports from the time. I love this. They say they'd gone out for a chat. No, come on, they were fucking.
Well, also in this day and age, at least, it's more weird to have those kind of dates as your first dates because no one trusts anyone as much as they trust.
No. Okay, when I say it was their first date, it was their first official date.
Okay.
They had they went to the same high school. They knew each other.
Okay.
And they had been unofficially dating for a few months before this.
Okay.
But so Betty Lou's sister had gotten pregnant at a young age and then divorced. So her parents were like, "You are not allowed to date."
And that's fair.
It is.
Yeah.
It totally is. I understand. But then when David was on the football team, he was a great student, honor roll, that kind of stuff. He was by all intents and purposes, he was a good kid. So they had met at a party months before they were murdered. They met at school, but they had become
rekindled at a party.
They had become closer acquaintances at a party, and they had kind of dated on the sly for a couple months, and then this was their first official date, which was sanctioned by her parents.
Okay.
So
how guilty your parents feel.
Dude, for real. If they have another kid, that kid's never leaving the house.
No.
You live in a bubble.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. But
No.
at the same time, you're living in a bubble. I don't know if my mic even caught that. So
Mine probably did.
So the way that it worked is apparently they were just sitting in the car necking, whatever. And gunman walks up, 22 through the driver's side.
And it was a 22?
It was a 22 for this one.
And that was it? That's...
I mean, yeah, they're in a secluded spot. What can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts to me.
Yeah.
That kind of shit just happens.
And that's you were talking earlier about how people don't do that for dates anymore. This is a big reason why.
Yeah, probably.
Because anybody could be like, "Oh, you're at Lover's Lane? Great. I'm going to rock up with a 38 and just fucking end you."
Yeah.
Or worse.
Or worse.
So the second set of victims, Michael Renal Magoo, maybe Mageau. Very French name. We all know I have an issue with French names.
This is true. Just anything that's not English.
That's not true.
Yes,
the Russian ones I can get pretty good.
Don't even. You were so bad.
How dare you say these things to me?
You were bad.
Michael Renal Magoo and Darlene Elizabeth Farron, again, second set of victims, on the night of July 4th to 5th in 1969, Magoo and Farron were shot in the parking lot of Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, California. Magoo survived the attack, but Farron was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. Same kind of thing. They'd been dating for
a little bit.
A little bit. And I think that these two were a little bit older. I think they were out of high school already. I don't remember a ton of details about that.
Okay.
Completely.
Well, so someone lived?
Yeah, the guy lived.
So he has victims that made it out and he still wasn't caught.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, keep in mind, this was the late 60s.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
forensics wasn't really a thing.
No, that's true.
Especially because this guy seems... Some of the stuff he does seems really intelligent, and then some of it seems really unintelligent. But I'll get into that.
Okay.
Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, they were enjoying a picnic on September 27th, 1969 at Lake Berryessa when they were approached by a man wearing a hooded costume with the Zodiac symbol. And I'll describe the symbol here in a second. The assailant tied them up and stabbed them multiple times. Shepard was found gravely injured and later succumbed to her wounds, while Hartnell survived despite serious injuries. So, okay, these two had gone for a picnic, quote unquote picnic, out to like just a secluded spot near Lake Berryessa. And they had rekindled a relationship. They had dated a couple of years previously. And they were like, yeah, let's give this another go. So they went out, and again, picnic is code for fucking. And this dude in a hood walks up. So the Zodiac symbol, as it's known, it's like crudely drawn crosshair. So it's what is essentially a cross. So it's two perpendicular lines with a circle running through it, and it's on screen right there. Yeah. So, and so this hood looked like an executioner's hood.
Okay.
So can you imagine, right? You're sitting on a beach with your once girlfriend and now probably gonna be girlfriend again. And out of the woods walks a fucking dude in a hood with a creepy ass symbol on it and a gun. So when he tied them up, first he threw the rope to to Cecilia to tie Brian up.
Okay.
And then Zodiac tied her up.
Okay.
And he hog-tied both of them.
Okay.
Like full hog tie to where your arms and feet are bound behind your back. And then he stabbed Brian 6 times.
Okay.
He stabbed Cecilia 10 times.
Okay.
Brian played dead.
Okay.
So that way when he was done stabbing them over a dozen times in total, he left. Brian was able to flag down a fisherman and was like, yo, we just got stabbed. We need help. Pretty sure she's about to die. And the fisherman was like, great, I'm going to go get help. Don't know what the situation was like, whether he could get close or not. But if somebody's like, I got stabbed, help me, I'd probably be like, great, okay, I'll be back. So the fisherman does leave to get help. But before that, Brian is able to crawl his way to a park ranger.
Oh, shit.
This dude is a fucking beast.
Damn.
6 times he was stabbed by a 10 to 12 inch blade.
Fuck, man.
That's a big goddamn knife.
That's a fucking big knife.
Yeah. And he got stabbed 6 times and he's like, ain't happening. So they, sorry, stuff's popping up on my phone. So Cecilia did die in the hospital, but she lived for quite a while after the stabbing, after being stabbed 10 times. She's a fucking badass too.
And did Brian live?
Yes, Brian did leave. Did leave. He did live. Yes.
Damn.
So now there are multiple
not dead suspects.
Not dead
victims.
Victims, yeah, that have survived this encounter. But again, his MO is evolving. Now he's wearing a hood. He also he was big on notes and fucking with the police, and so he had inscribed his symbol onto the car
that
they had used to drive up. along with a note scratched in that claimed the previous 2 attacks and then this one.
Damn.
Yeah, so they know that, like, that's how they know ipso facto this is connected 100%. Like, this is the same guy. Because who else would do that? Yeah, fucking couple of little badasses, man. Paul Lee Stein was a cab driver who was found shot in the head on October 11th, 1969, in the Presidio Heights neighborhood of San Francisco. His murder was initially mistaken for a routine cab robbery until the Zodiac claimed responsibility and sent a piece of Stein's blood-stained shirt to the media. So, this one's fucked up. What?
You're telling me the Zodiac was in, like, he sent them something. He sent a
lot of stuff.
How the fuck are you not tracking that?
How? It's 1969. How are you going to track that?
That's true.
Like, a computer took up like 9 blocks or whatever. Like,
that's true.
You know, they don't have the.
They didn't have the capability.
Yeah,
that we have now.
For sure that we have now. Okay, so the cab driver story is kind of messed up. So he had gone to take a fare, somebody that had called and scheduled a cab to take him to the airport. And instead of waiting in line at the airport queue where all the taxis were, he was like, I'm going to go to the theater district because, you know, it's Friday night or whatever. It's going to be a little busy. People are going to need taxis. So this dude does that. He takes a fare. He gets a call about another one. So he's like, great, I'm almost done dropping this person off. You know, he's wheeling and dealing. He's making his money. Mad props. So he picks up. He drops off, so all 3 of those are done. And then someone hails a cab. He's like, awesome. Picks that person up. That's the person that shot him from the back seat.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And there's no footage of
There's no footage. Of course, there's no footage. There were no cameras in taxis in 1969.
No, not in taxis, but on the street where he picked him up.
This one did have a witness who saw, after the gun went off, I think 3 times, they saw whomever shot fiddling with the driver's shirt.
Damn.
So, and he took that because I'll get into it. The Zodiac's attacks were marked by brutality and a lack of clear motive, leaving communities in fear and law enforcement puzzled. Despite extensive investigations, the Zodiac killer's identity remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American criminal history. Yeah, we already knew that. The Zodiac killer's letters are infamous for their cryptic nature and the terror they instilled in the public. So the initial contact letter, he first sent it to the authorities and press people in 1969, claiming responsibility for the murders. The letters were sent to 3 local newspapers and included details of the crimes that only the killer and police would know, such as the type of ammo that was used, which were accurate, and the victim's positions in the car. So for the second couple that he murdered, he when he shot the man in the driver's seat, he fell into the back seat, and he described that in these letters. Sorry, I lost where I was.
No, you're good.
Because I'm a professional. The second thing he mailed out were the ciphers. The letters contained 4 major ciphers, and these are called Z408, Z340, Z13, and Z32. And that's because they're notated on the bottom of the pages. Each a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. The Zodiac claimed these ciphers, once decoded, would reveal his identity. The first cipher, known as the 408 cipher, was sent in 3 parts to 3 Bay Area newspapers and was cracked by private citizens. It was a husband and wife that actually cracked this code. It read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." That was the first line.
Okay.
He was taunting the police. Oh, this is the next one. The Zodiac often taunted the police with his letters, suggesting that they were not smart enough to catch him. He sent a letter stating, "By the way, have the people been having a good time with the code? If not, tell them to cheer up. When they do crack it, they will have me." He was cocky. He was cocky.
That's nuts.
Proof of crime. One letter that he sent to one of the newspapers included a piece of the cab driver's bloodstained shirt as proof of the Zodiac's identity as the murderer. His demands. The Zodiac demanded that his letters be published in the newspapers on the front page, and he threatened further violence if his demands were not met. He specifically said, I think a bus full of school children would make excellent targets.
Holy fuck.
He then describes how he would build a bomb to disable the bus and then shoot the little kiddies as they came hopping off.
That's insane.
So he threatened to do this if these papers didn't run his story, his ciphers and stuff on the front page. One of them didn't run it on the front page.
Uh-oh.
No, there was no bus incident or anything like that. But he did write back specifying that he was not happy about that. And he specifically said that he would like to there was a presidential debate going on, and he was like, I'm seeing a lot of people wearing buttons. I want to see some people wearing some Zodiac buttons. Like, how fucking twisted.
Super twisted. The fact that all of it's so fucked up.
His letters were signed with a symbol resembling the crosshairs of a gun sight, and they typically begin with the phrase, this is the Zodiac speaking. The letters and ciphers sent by the Zodiac killer added a layer of psychological warfare to his crimes, creating a legacy of fear and fascination that persists to this day. So there was one that it didn't add in here. There was a TV host for like a talk show.
Okay.
And someone had called and claimed to be the Zodiac.
Okay. So
this dude just kept talking. He just kept talking to him. And the Zodiac said, it was like this, I want to say December 19th, which is ironic because that's Autumn's birthday. He was like,
it was 9th.
Oh, now I'm questioning it. I love you, baby.
It's December 9th.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm so tired. He said, today's my birthday. And they were like, oh man, that's going to help narrow it down.
It didn't.
Well, he also revealed that because in one of the crime scenes, they uncovered a partial print. He was like, that's not me. I put 2 layers of model glue over my fingers. That way I don't leave fingerprints.
Damn.
All of his letters were rife with misspellings, though.
Really?
Like, so bad. They also found a poem on a desk in a college where one of the victims had gone. And it was same type of thing. And they attribute it to the Zodiac, and it was signed RF. So they were like, oh, maybe this is
his initials.
It's so hard to
decipher.
Well, and that's the idea, right? So the first letter was deciphered in 1969.
Okay.
There were 4 ciphers total.
Okay.
One of them was decoded in 2020.
Really?
Let me read that one real quick.
It took that long?
Oh, sorry, I screenshot it. Again, uber professional here. Yeah, so it took...
You see my dog?
It took 51 years, but one of the taunting messages written in code and attributed to the Zodiac killer has been solved, according to the FBI. The mysterious 340-character cipher, which was mailed to the San Francisco Chronicle in November of 1969, does not reveal the killer's identity like he said it does, but it does build on his image as an attention-seeking killer who reveled in terrorizing the Bay Area in the late 1960s. I hope you were having lots of fun in trying to catch me, and I am not afraid of the gas chamber, are 2 of the dark boasts in the message, according to David Oranchik, a software developer in Virginia, who said he decrypted the cipher with the help of Sam Blake, an applied mathematician in Melbourne, Australia, and Jarl van Eyck, a warehouse operator and computer programmer in Belgium. So he's just fucking with everyone.
Yeah.
It's got my identity, but actually it doesn't. And the FBI backs up these guys' decoding of this.
Okay.
And that's straight from the New York Times in 2020. I do see him. He's so cute. Why? Oh, it's because it's raining outside. That's why
thunder,
he's shaking.
Yeah.
Thunder. I feel the thunder.
I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but he literally he fucking shakes those toys that you wind up and then they bounce across the table. What he bounces like.
Kinda. All right. The killer's identity has eluded authorities, but over the years, several potential suspects have emerged. Calm music. Let's talk about some of these individuals who have been suspected of being the Zodiac. Arthur Lee Allen. A prime suspect during the 70s, Allen was a former elementary school teacher with a criminal record. However, no conclusive evidence has linked him to the crimes. There is a lot of circumstantial evidence, like the fact that he went by Lee, and there was something. It was signed L.A. on the. That's what it was, L.A. on the poem that they found written underneath a desk.
Okay.
At a college where he was not a teacher or a student or anything. So that.
A little weird.
That one's a little weird. Lawrence Kane, who worked in the same Lake Tahoe hotel as Donna Lass, who may have been another Zodiac victim, but the connections were so tenuous, rather.
I am listening. I'm put him in.
That they haven't confirmed whether or not that is a directly connected victim. We're back.
Hello.
Ross Sullivan became a suspect due to his resemblance to the composite sketch and his disappearance following the murder of Sherry Jo Bates.
So none of these people have the same initials?
No.
Okay.
A crime some believe was also connected to the Zodiac. So there's a bunch of victims. Oh, I also forgot to mention, in one of his, I think his last letter, he claimed that he had 37 victims.
Holy fuck.
Thanks.
What?
Autumn's texting me. All right, so Richard Gaikowski was a counterculture editor, so a hippie. He was alleged to have been identified by a surviving victim. His involvement in the media and potential knowledge of codes made him a person of interest. He was big into counterculture as a whole, and he wrote code stuff for fun. And when they gave, I'm not sure which potential victim it was, I don't remember, but they gave a photo lineup and they picked him out.
Okay.
So there's just...
Did he wear a mask?
So before he wore the hood, it was dark. This is something else that he mentioned in the letters. He taped a pen flashlight, a small flashlight, to the barrel of his gun, because the police had said publicly, they're like, well, he must have been able to see via the moonlight or whatever, because they're dark, secluded areas. And he's like, no, that's bullshit. And that's what he says in a letter. He says that's bullshit because it was a moonless night and there are hills all around there, so you can't see anything. He's like, but if you notice, in the middle of a flashlight, there's a tiny little black mark. There's a little black dot. And if your flashlight is taped to the barrel of your gun, right there is where the bullet's going to go. So imagine you're in a car, right? Kissing whatever, and then you just get a flashlight shined at you. You're not going to be able to see who's behind that.
No.
So, I mean, again, intelligent, but then he can't spell. He fucks up every instance of there, and it's like THEUR, which might be on purpose.
Yeah.
But he also, when he's describing the bomb that he's going to hit a bus with, he goes into details about how the trigger mech he specifies, which is very weird. That's a weird phraseology there. He's like, the trigger mech isn't dialed in exactly yet, so it needs slightly more work. He's like, I figure a couple more weeks of working on it and it'll be good to go.
That's fucking nuts.
Dude, the whole thing is crazy. Earl Van Best Jr. He was accused of being the Zodiac by his own son, claiming that his father's handwriting matched that of the Zodiac letters. That's okay, great. Jack Terrence. His stepson accused him of being the Zodiac, providing circumstantial evidence, including rolls of film with images of possible victims. That seems less than circumstantial.
Yeah.
But also I don't know that the Zodiac took pictures with his victims.
Correct.
He was more a spree killer than he was out to incite violence, not to revisit,
not to target or
right. Donald Lee Bojack, Bojack, sorry, not Bojack. He's not a horseman. A Montana prison escapee. Bojack's name surfaced in connection with the case, but little evidence supports his theory, other than the fact that he escaped from prison. When he showed up at the lake with the hood, he told them, I have just escaped from this prison in outside of Lincoln, Montana.
Oh, shit. So maybe.
Which I think that's more to
try to throw him off.
More to throw him off the trail. Because he could have read about that prison escape and been like, oh, I'm going to fucking finger this guy. Gross. All right. The last suspect I was able to find, which is...
And he obviously didn't care if they died at that point. Because, yeah, you stab him 6 times, but you didn't stab him in the neck or head. You know?
Right. Well, no, he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so he was stabbed all up the torso and through the neck. And still managed to survive.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, Superman. Gary Francis Post. The theory has been put forward by journalist Thomas Colbert, or Colbert, not sure, who has said that a FBI whistleblower confirmed to him that the chief suspect was Air Force veteran Gary Francis Post, who died in 2018. He was connected to the case by a partial DNA sample, Mr. Colbert claims. Case Breakers, an organization set up by Mr. Colbert to crack cold cases, said in a statement, the felon has been secretly listed as the Zodiac suspect in FBI headquarters computers since 2016.
Okay.
So
why didn't they arrest him in 2016
then? You would think if he were a legit suspect, they would have
arrested him,
come down on him like flies on shit while he was alive. But he's dead. Most of the people that could have been the Zodiac at this point are dead, because you're talking about somebody that was born in the 40s.
Yeah, because they were at least 18.
At least 18. So you're talking, what, 51 at the latest? No.
52.
Yeah. No. 50,
or 51.
50. If you were born in 51, that would put you at 18 in 1969.
Yeah.
I don't know most 18-year-old men that
No.
are trying to do anything other than get their fuck on.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I don't know. There's so many questions about this case that we just don't have answers to. The Zodiac case is a complex web of mysteries and theories. Despite the efforts of law enforcement and amateur sleuths, the true identity of the Zodiac killer remains unknown and will always remain unknown. The case continues to fascinate and horrify, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the human soul. Outro music.
Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, so that's... Nobody knows.
It's crazy that they still haven't, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the thing about the Zodiac is that his MO changes. And I think that so much of it was done just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Oh, he also said in his last letter that the guy that was talking on the talk show that had called in wasn't him.
That makes sense. I don't understand why people would want to pretend to be someone.
You get your 5 minutes of fame, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not even your fame.
They couldn't have started a podcast back then, so. Yeah, I don't know. It's perplexing, and there are way more in-depth.
And all of the
there are entire
37
podcasts
victims
dedicated.
were in 69?
No.
Okay.
No, there are 5 confirmed victims.
Okay.
2 that could be connected to the Zodiac, but are not officially connected. And then 2 people that survived.
Okay.
100% that were like for sure the Zodiac.
Yeah.
So really, the 37, unless he's way more prolific than we believe, no, that 37 number is complete and utter horseshit.
Unless it was around the whole country, or if he was if he was a different serial killer.
Well, and so there was I read a theory somewhere that John Wayne Gacy was the Zodiac killer because a couple of like dates match up, but I don't think that that's the case. They've tried to attach the Zodiac killings to almost every like serial killer or spree killer that they know operated in that
time frame
in that area of the country, but nothing has been conclusively proven. And the thing about the Zodiac is that like he wrote proper code that took people 51 years to crack decipher 2 of 4.
Yeah.
And you're talking in the 60s, the FBI was like tip top, like they were on their fucking A game. That's Mindhunter level shit. Like, that's a good show too. But
51 years just to break down a code.
Not even the whole, like, it's not even all of them. There's still 2 that have been undeciphered.
Actually?
Yes, there are 4 total. Only 2 have been cracked.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it could very well leak who it was.
It could. Doubtful, though.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm willing to bet no.
If he knew that it was going to take so long, he's like, I'm going to be dead.
I don't think that he knew. I don't think he knew at all. I think he was like, great, they're going to catch me. It's going to be a deal. Oh, I should also mention, and this is the craziest part, is that he said in one of his letters to, I believe that he sent straight to the cops. He said, I don't want you to know who I am because you'll slow down or stop my killing. And I can't let that happen because every person that I kill will become a slave in the afterlife for me. And I don't want you to stop my collection of souls.
What the fuck?
So there's like this weird religious aspect to it, but how much of it's bullshit and like
how much of it's just him trying to like spook people?
Exactly. And like, so it's so unhinged that it is terrifying. In its essence, it's scary. You know, you could be making out with your girlfriend in your car 1 minute and then dead from gunshots or a fucking knife. Like, why is his weapon change? He throws the hood on because why? And now he's got the symbol and everyone knows, oh, that's the Zodiac symbol. He scratches into a car. Like, it just evolves to become more terrifying.
And
then he's just gone.
I'm sure that was his plan.
I'm sure it was too. But like, if you're that unhinged that you're just out there capping people because you killed a cab driver just because.
Yeah.
Like all of his victims were just because. But you're doing that and then you just stop? Did he get sent to prison for something else?
Maybe.
Like, we don't know.
That's the creepiest part, I think. It's the fact that like to this day there's still codes that haven't been deciphered.
Yeah.
It could be some normal fucking dude that was like a congressman or something. Like,
oh, I should also point out it's really funny that you say that knowing nothing about this, but there was a joke that started on Twitter saying that Ted Cruz looked just like the sketches that have been made.
Who's Ted Cruz?
Senator Ted Cruz of Florida.
Oh.
And yeah, they don't at all.
Oh,
They don't look like him at all. And he was also born 2 years after the last victim was killed. So
yeah.
So it's not Ted Cruz.
But like that's the
and he's not a time traveler, contrary to what some YouTube comments would have you believe.
That's the creepiest part to me is like, I would be willing to bet that he knew that these codes were going to take as long as they have, and that he.
But how could you? Because one of them was cracked, like within 3 months by a husband and wife that just like doing puzzles together.
He probably knew that. People who do code know code, so if they know like, okay, this one's like mediocre, this one's hard as fuck, and then this one is almost impossible.
So the first one that was cracked, there were still 18 characters at the end that they're like, we don't know. This is like nonsensical rambling.
That's weird. I don't know.
The one that was cracked in 2020, they used software for that.
Yeah.
Like, plug the rest of them, plug the other ones in. But apparently it can't because, like, either the ciphers that they're using to try to decode these are completely wrong, or they spell out gibberish, or they're so complex, and each one of them, of the 4, were like varying difficulties that we're potentially never going to decode the other 2.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But also, like, his writings look like they were written by a child and full of misspellings and shit. So, like, was he transcribing this? Like, was someone else writing? There's so many. It's abundant, and
because it could have been a bunch of different dudes.
It could have been.
Yeah,
like with Son of Sam Killer. Like, it's now theorized that there were more than just
a group of
one
like
guy involved.
10 guys. That
right.
Just fucking.
But if there were 10 guys out there killing, or even 2, there'd be more victims.
Not necessarily.
How do you figure?
There's
why would they stop at the same time? Even if one got locked up?
Well, for that reason. There's 5 victims. You take one. 2 weeks later, I'll take the next one, or however long later.
A couple months in between.
We'll rotate, and then after we do this one, we're done.
Yeah, but I don't think that serial killers can just like turn it off like that.
I'm sure they can.
No, I don't think that that's the case. I'm pretty sure it's a compulsion.
I'm
pretty sure especially if the whole like I'm harvesting souls to be my slaves in the afterlife thing was at all within his line of thought, that like I need to do this, it's a compulsion. And you're also not just going to go kill somebody like just because.
Logically speaking, for them to just stop, there's like 3 different options. A, the dude died.
Possible.
B, he got locked up for a different crime.
Also highly possible.
And C, he was getting older.
So, I mean, obviously, like, there are the sketches, and we've got the...
And he was getting sketched out because he already had 2 victims that made it out alive.
Yeah, but I don't think that...
He could have felt like they were getting closer to catching him.
I don't think that that's the case, because he was taunting the police. He's like, come fucking get me, assholes.
Even in his last letter, he was taunting them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they did catch him, and they just didn't want to tell people.
Why?
I don't know.
That would end a long time of fear. Like we were saying, that's why people don't go to lovers' lanes anymore, because like anything could happen. And that in and of itself is scary.
No, I agree. I really don't know.
I don't either. It's a good one. And again, there are so many more extensive like deep dives out there. I just wanted to try this way of notes, and I'm like, this will be able to compile this story very easily, especially because you had mentioned that you wanted true crime.
Yeah.
And this is a good one.
Yeah. And I've never even like I've heard about it, but I didn't know any of the facts or anything like that. There's only really one serial killer case that I do know about, and I think it's 2 guys that go around killing people. Maybe it's one
that's happened a bunch of times.
I don't
talking
remember.
about the Washington shooters.
No, it was in California.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. And then and then you can do notes.
Yeah. No, it boggles my head a little.
It boggles everyone's heads.
Just because it is creepy to think about that. He could just be a normal fucking dude that was...
Well, fuck, when they caught the Hillside Strangler.
That's who I was thinking about.
That was one dude.
Okay.
But he was like in his 80s.
Yeah.
They caught him because he had a niece or someone had submitted DNA to 23andMe, and the FBI was like, okay, can we take partials from you guys to try to close out some old cold cases? And they had only tried it with like 8 other cold cases at the time, and they got a hit, and they were like, oh shit, is this the dude? And then they watched the dude, and they were like, this is him. Let's dig into his past. Boom, he used to be a cop, all this shit. They were like, this is the fucking guy. They arrested him. Joseph D'Angelo, I'm pretty sure is his name. Yeah, not great with names, but I'm pretty sure about that one. He was in his 80s.
Yeah.
They walk of shamed him out in his fucking bathrobe.
Yeah.
Like, so if they did know who Zodiac was, it would have been national news.
That's true.
The FBI doesn't just get involved all willy-nilly. Especially not back then when they had like, the FBI consisted of like 100 people.
That's true. Fuck, dude, I don't know. It's so hard.
It is hard, and we're not going to solve it.
No.
Because there are people that have dedicated their entire lives to trying to figure this shit out and can't.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time. You don't have that kind of time.
No.
All we're doing is we're putting some facts together and presenting it in a mildly entertaining fashion. So, yeah. Let us know.
Let us know if you want to hear the Hillside Strangler, because I really do enjoy that one, and that good. One's in depth.
Well, yeah, we know who did it though.
That's true.
So it's still a great story.
It is,
and it's way like you can get way more graphic with it, which some people like, some people don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's that come to head. There's 4 other cases that are unsolved. And they're all good, but they aren't as like graphic as the Hillside Strangler.
Right. Well, my next topic that I've kind of already started notes on is, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's outside of the vein. It's more thought-provoking than it is true crime or even supernatural.
Okay.
And it's going to be a good one. It's going to branch off into several other episodes.
All right.
But yeah, if you liked what you heard.
Also. Oh. This is the 10th episode.
Oh, 10th episode.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
Baby. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. I kind of didn't expect us to get to 10 episodes, to be completely honest with you.
Why?
I don't know. Just because like motivation sometimes is really hard to come by. But yeah.
On your part, all you have to do is show up here and do some research.
All I have to do. Yeah, that's it.
Honestly, we probably have the same amount of work, but I have to edit.
Oh, you're talking for the podcast or like in life? I'm keeping a tiny human alive that
I'm saying
kind of seems like he wants to kill himself sometimes. Babies are like inherently suicidal, I think. Because they
don't know.
Exactly. They don't know what's good for them. Alan started trying to do this thing where he'll like backflip out of my arms. That's a bad idea, bud. Don't do that. That's going to end badly for you.
No, I don't know. I'm happy. Honestly, this last week we didn't upload until Monday, and that was lack of motivation on my part.
No, I get it. And you were busy all weekend.
And I was busy as fuck all weekend, so it was really hard to... Balance is very important in my life, so I want to be able to balance work, family, my wife, games. Like,
should we do the other big thing that's gonna happen, or no?
No,
not yet.
Not
okay,
yet.
Or we're keeping something kind of close to the chest.
But yeah, if you guys can guess what it is, we'll announce it next episode.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube.
Keeping a secret.
Yes.
Autumn, don't comment on that.
Yeah, that would be cheating.
Or mom.
Or anybody that actually knows. But yeah, if you like I was trying to say, if you like what you heard, leave a comment down below. We are desperately looking for audience input of other topics. Like, please, I've got a whole list, but it's stuff that I already know a lot about, and I know it's out there. All of the stuff that like I want to talk about is stuff that is, you can just Google search it, and there's fucking 30 other podcasts that have done it.
In the next few episodes, we definitely have to do a broad alien topic.
That kind of a little bit where my next one's going to be. I'm not going to spoil it, but that is definitely in the vein.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, you hate our faces, let us know.
If we talk too much for you.
That's true. Let us know. You can send an email to badgerholepodcast@gmail.com. We're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify. I'm working on getting us on all the other places you listen to podcasts. Sorry about that.
And or just leave a comment.
Yeah, or leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. We definitely read those. We generally reply back. Yeah, I mean, Zodiac is crazy.
It is actually insane because I like I said, I've heard about it, but I didn't know too much about it.
Right, and I was dreaming about it like this week while I was doing my research, and I'm like, this doesn't seem healthy.
Probably not.
That paired with my search history, like I'm sure I'm on more watch lists than I was before we started this podcast.
Probably.
Yeah. So, but that's
Well, you also said that you like all ages.
Oh my God. Thanks for turning that into a TikTok. But yes, let us know. We will have the Discord up and running here soon.
Yeah, I haven't worked on it at all.
I am very aware.
I just need to sit down for a few hours and actually do it.
Yeah.
But
it's not a deal.
If as soon as we get a comment saying, I'd love Discord, then I'll do it.
Great.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
I will do that.
Not from you.
Oh, fuck. No, but seriously.
From some of our people from like Canada or England.
Or Australia.
Even Americans.
Silly Americans. We love everybody that supports us. We know most of you on a first name basis, but those of you that aren't personally affiliated with us in any way.
And I wouldn't say that's true. We have 65 subscribers.
That's crazy to me.
Which
65 people want to watch us all the time?
That's dumb. Not true because some of our videos are like 15 views.
Yeah.
And then some are like 1,000.
We're not going to do the analytics thing where we beg you to subscribe because
but if you enjoyed, hit the button. It's right.
1 out of every 5 episodes will do that to you.
It's right there.
Is it?
It is.
Are you sure?
I put it there.
Oh, great.
I put it there.
Well, with that, I need sleep. So we're out.
Wait. Good job.
Yay. We did it. Oh, and we're still streaming.